Good evening, and welcome to the Football Show Live. Where tonight is Tuesday night, and every Tuesday night is the weekly reset featuring Destiny 2. So tonight, we're gonna have some Destiny 2 gameplay, see what's in the Eververse store, play some side missions from the Edge of Fate, and from there hopefully level up a little more before the season pass expires. With that being said, let's go ahead and select our Guardian and introduce our snack of the night and our drink of the night. So, tonight's snack of the night is from Crumble Cookie this time, again. Caramel pumpkin cake cookie. Look how good that thing looks. That looks really good. Might mess it up tonight with this diabetes, but it's really good. Talking about diabetes. If you want a zero sugar alternative, this is my favorite alternative drink right here. Juvie Blue Raspberry. It's tonight's flavor. We're gonna try to keep that tradition for every time we play Destiny 2. Blue Raspberry. So, if you haven't yet, go and get you some snacks, get you something to drink. I'm gonna pop open a can of Blue Raspberry Juvie. Take a bite, take a sip, and let's get some game on. And that's probably the smoothest one besides the watermelon lime one. And just a disclaimer, if you hear me talking, or looks like I'm talking by myself. Alright, it's just me talking with the guys on Discord. And the best way to get my attention is if you go ahead and chat it up in the chat section here on Twitch, or if you're on YouTube, go ahead and comment in the comment section. And I'll get back to that. Alright. Let's go ahead. Jump back into Discord. And have some fun. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, it's a good ass cookie.
I've been standing under the stars thinking about orbits. How sometimes the pull of gravity between bodies is symbiotic, and other times disastrous. You can destroy an entire solar system by placing one aberrant mass into the balance, skewing the gravity of a closed system. I'm beginning to worry Lodi might be such an aberration. I didn't have a solid theory until we realized the Vex were involved here. Maya's collective seems to be looking for the same things Lodi is. If their motives are aligned, other things could be too. I want you on this. Find out what the Vex are researching. And take note of how Lodi reacts. If their orbits intersect, make sure we know how. This stays between us. You know I've carried my suspicions around our arrival here, around Lodi.
I don't know, Ikora. I can see how his tendency to be vague is suspicious, but he seems to genuinely want to help.
Recently, Ophiuchus uncovered that he's been sending encoded transmissions using Vex arrays, but we don't know to whom.
Oh.
He's exchanging information and pretending to be a lone agent. At the very least, he's sending out information and lying about it. I found the locations of the arrays. I'm forwarding them to you. Scrape their data and send it back.
Understood.
Over. You got our attention. Thank you. You can stop now.
The irony isn't lost on me. But there is a power in choosing to be at peace with it.
So I bought a new game for my Monday streams. And I went to GameStop earlier. I found I played it. Played any of those? No, I played Zero on the GameCube back then. I didn't play the original.
I tell my warlocks that light isn't a sparrow to ride. The secret is not to seek control, but to channel it. Light is, in all things, synecdoche to life. Three's choices and our actions led us to where we are now. I could surrender autonomy and credit fate for everything I am, or I could reject it entirely. But that's just a knee-jerk reaction to discomfort, to fear. I am who I choose to be. If that makes me unhappy, I choose again. Let's see where fate leads us. And we'll channel it to where we need to go.
Guardian, you have one new call.
Lodi here. Hope it's not a bad time, Guardian. Miss Ray isn't answering my calls. I don't know how I managed it, but I may have offended her. She asked me plenty of questions about the Vex right before, too. I guess she didn't like my answers. There's something new about the Vex I thought you and she should know. The Vex have been taking passive readings off the Singularity as long as I've been watching them. Now they're pinging it hard. Trying for a reaction. I keep getting this awful buzz interfering with my comm line, that's all I know. And please, when you get the chance, give Miss Ray my warmest regards. I hate to lose her esteem.
I can't figure you out, Lodi. Every logical part of me says your story isn't believable, that all signs point to you being a Vex simulation. And at the same time, something in my gut says I can trust you.
You can feel about me however you like. But I've got your back, Miss Ray. Always have.
Oh, there's so much silence.
Another lost enclave of humanity. It's incredible. After Neptune, I thought for sure there could be no more. I am rarely so glad to be wrong. We must establish ties with them. Do whatever you can, Guardian. But there is the problem of communication. Relying on Lodi troubles me, as helpful as he is. It would be better to be able to speak to them directly. Even one layer of translation can lose meaning, nuance. No need to mistrust him on my account.
How do you... There! Oh, Guardian! The Ionians were a huge help when I first arrived. I was disoriented. They helped me keep my feet on the ground.
We must learn more. Investigate, and I'm sure I don't have to tell you to be polite.
The Ionians are a society of scientists. I guess that's what happens when researchers end up on the outskirts of everything and stay there forever. Anyone you chat with will probably send you to the Dean. She nearly had a heart attack when I arrived. Called me anomaly blessed. They call you that too. Their language is tonal, but really distinct. It's like someone put Basque and a theremin in a blender and let it run over a few centuries. Man, humans are amazing. Guardian, you've met Dean Rebecca. She's my rescuer, your host. She wants our help studying the Vex, and I've only been able to get so far.
I'm not surprised. They're hostile on a good day.
They didn't seem to mind me getting close.
It's odd they didn't shoot you on sight.
The Dean would appreciate help bringing the activated Vex samples to Professor Viola.
Guardian, you've got an incoming call.
I have a favor to ask you, Guardian. It's about Lodi. Right now, we have to rely on him to translate, to guide. But it's too convenient. We find a perfectly suitable ally who just happened to arrive here a little before we did. The Ionians have been isolated. I wouldn't expect them to know about Guardians or the Traveler, for instance. But Lodi seemed taken aback to see Exo and Awoken in shared files. Even the Neomuni, sheltered though they were, had those baselines. Where did he come from? Something about him is stranger, even than present circumstances suggest. Earn his trust, Guardian. Perhaps he'll be more forthcoming with you. The language will have to come with time. But the things they know. If I could just understand now. One step at a time. I've been able to initiate dialogues here and there with the Ionians, not much. But better than nothing. They are patient. I suppose they would have to be. One of them repeated the same thing for me, 20 times at least. I couldn't quite understand something about the holy anomaly. And Lodi, maybe. I'll have to try again.
Kepler is two things at once. Suspiciously serendipitous and deliberately challenging. It's like we were invited to a dinner and sat at our assigned seats without looking at the place cards. Someone wanted us all to meet. So where's the host?
Guardian, I have an incoming transmission. Patching it through.
I have the Ionian Dean here. She sends her greetings. I'll relay your messages to her and translate what I can of her response. Whatever is in there is dangerous, but precious to them. It's been out of reach.
This is centuries old. It looks Ionian. And by the scorches, it also looks dangerous. What happened to them? Did something go wrong?
They tested the engine. Oh, that's terrible. I understand the precaution. Apparently, they were unable to contain the energy output, and their team was lost. It was sealed here. Her people wouldn't approach it again. It's good that the House of Exile hasn't uncovered it. Sabine agrees. She says they've been seeking a power source to rival the Holy Anomaly.
We'll keep it out of their hands. Excuse me, Dean? If this energy engine is so dangerous, why make it? Just something I've been wondering while we were carrying it.
She says at first they thought it would be a catalyst that would make them able to connect with the Holy Anomaly, to make them all timeless. She makes it sound like an engineered biological time loop. Functional immortality.
Incredible. That would definitely make it easier to settle here and conduct research.
The city has sought powers we weren't sure we could handle before. There's something human about that. The House of Exile never forgave sealing away the engine. The Archon convinced their people it was necessary for their survival.
It sounds like it wasn't just one thing that broke down between the Ionians and the House.
But this seems to be the first. The Archon used it as a wedge to drive their people apart until words failed. Sometime after, the Exiles sealed the way to the horizon and took up arms.
That's from a Golden Age game called chess. I found a few pieces myself on Earth. It's a sure sign the Nine got their eyes on you. I used to think they were telling us to be strategic, think it through, play the long game. But now, I think it's a reminder that we're just placeholders, stored in a little box they call time, until they're all burned out. Like Orin. Maybe that's just my guilty conscience talking. Go out there and prove me wrong, hero. I'm begging you.
Sounds like there are more pieces to collect in the Accord.
I'd sure like to know what they all mean. Wouldn't you? Do it to it, hero.
Bloodstone.
Last time I found one of these pieces, I was having a hard time. Fixing to bug out of this orbit for good. And they're what stopped me. Convinced me there was something left for me here after all. Figured they were secret clues to my place in the Nine's grand plan. Turns out, they were Ionian messages that never made it home. I've just been collecting undelivered mail this whole time. Even if they weren't meant for me, there's no doubt in my mind I was meant to deliver them. I'm glad they finally made it back home, where they belong. Just like me.
Guardian, listen. I've been churning around why we're all here. Our roles. You and Ikora, like spice, draw a line of warmth forward. But Lodi, he speaks and fog leaves his mouth. Focus. Whatever promise was given to Lodi was a half-truth, preying on vulnerability. He calls for direction through red static. I doubt he even knows where his line leads, or what the Nine would do to him. He can't. If I didn't. He can't understand what he'll become. It's an impossible concept. But maybe if he did understand, he'd offer less friction. Maybe he'd be less cagey with us. I have an idea, but I'll need your firepower. Let's remove Lodi's blindfold. Hopefully, it'll be clarifying for us both.
There is a truth buried in Lodi. I brushed it away like sand. When it stands, a tower above him. The choice is no longer a singular one, but fractal. You'll take this little mirage and make reality with density and silica, and your light. gather it.
Sounds like we're missing some Vex ingredients to combine with your light.
Through electrostatic fog, we will ask him.
Isn't that a little forward?
Linearity appeals to me right now.
Hello? Is this... Am I coming through all right?
Lodi, hello. Orin and I have a question for you.
Do you taste the iron as they impart their charge? Is the flavor oxidized or smooth?
You taste iron too? No, oxidized, certainly. I've been noting the changes in alkaline flavor by hour. You absolutely need to tell me more about that.
It is an after effect of your possession. Their voice leaves a taste in your throat.
Yeah, I'm just doing all the side missions. I already completed the campaign, I believe this right here. Oh, I gotta change out my control. Good. Nice. Got a minute? Leave Discord and come back. There we go. Y'all can hear me now. Boom, boom. I hate when I play with controller, I try to throw my damn hammer and instead it throws a punch.
Are you going to tell us why you are here? The choice must be yours, as it was mine.
My organization received a signal and picked up. No one made a deal with anyone.
Not yet. They know a man only swallows thorns when he's starved.
For that
I get
ornament, you have to get
Under
to
all that, you take me to some poor
prize.
rube,
You have to
hoodwinked and knuckled under authority.
get like flawless or something like that.
You're wrong about me. Now, I get the feeling you're speaking from experience, and you think you know what you think you know. With all due respect, I ain't you.
Don't take it personally.
I know Orin is abrasive sometimes, but please, she's trying to help, and we're almost ready.
I forwarded your ghost a frequency. Set a beacon. Coordinates to follow.
On her with tender white meat chicken.
But I felt a power there, too. If what you're showing me brings me any closer to that connection, well, I have to know more. Lay it on me.
I placed a version of myself behind a window to hide my reflection.
Lead the way.
Focus.
What in the almighty heavens is this?
This is what I wanted to show you. A vessel. An avatar of power who was and is Orin.
You're saying the people you used to work for, they'd do this to me if I let them?
They will offer control over physics, motion through time, power without limit, to magnify you past what this body can muster.
What makes you walk away from that kind of gift?
It's not a gift. It's a trade. The strength you gain and the reasons you use it won't be yours, and you won't care. Your will for power.
But you're you again. You left. You can leave, so why show me this?
This is a kindness, because you should know what you're getting into if the Nine are involved. Accepting anything from them is the quickest way to make sure you won't go home. And I don't know how I left. It may not always be possible.
You're saying I might have to turn this down too. Your trade took everything from you, Orin. But they already took everything from me. I see it though. What you're saying. I see it 200 feet tall staring me down. My God.
Guardian, someone's on the line.
Do you see how Lodi is being led? A lick line of lashed scars clotting into a chlorine prod. Do you smell it on him? Feel it in his eyes? Stop. 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 I remember the Nine seek your most vulnerable moment, to give yourself freely. They understand when to ask, and when you'll accept. Do you call that a choice? The Nine don't make the rules, they are the rules. As far as they're concerned, volition does not exist. But I know better. It will hurt, but we should tell Lodi. Give him a clearer choice. An emissary is unlike a light bearer. The power doesn't belong to you. Not a gift, like the Traveler's Light. Nor does it exist within, like the darkness. An emissary is an expression of the Nine's will. You wield only what they give you, and only to the end of their wishes. I won't say that Lodi's in danger, but what the Nine might do through him. Proclaiming tongues, dozens. Twisted spoken excretions from timeless blue and violet plasmatic condensation. But which? Which of the Nine? Is it inner or outer orbits? I need to know.
That shit's cat talking? I thought that was a fucking kid, and I'm like, hold on, my cat does that too. Guessing when Bungie said these campaign would be non-linear, the only non-linear part about it is Southwest. Yep, that's new. Nobody's playing that shit but me. You and Josh.
So it's inescapable. Lodi has been set on the path to become an emissary. But I don't know for which one. I'm responsible for putting that in motion. I can taste the tense link between me and him. Acid and capsaicin. Sting and tingling numb. An offering of recreational poison we withstand. That is their ploy. Arm us with knowledge, balanced with the subtle danger of being overridden. It is a straight line, and our changes don't loop into themselves like theirs. I escaped it only to doom him. The Nine are terrible communicators. They don't understand us any more than animals understand the mirage of a photograph's captured depth. They need an emissary. But I found what was at the end of that path, writhing to form language, with no will beyond theirs. Now I know. He will become it. Unless we divert him.
Briefcase is from where I worked. Must have been pulled in with me.
Something nearby reads similarly to the singularity on Kepler. Not enough to threaten the planetoid, but enough to warrant intervention. Guardian, we need to find each one and eliminate it.
Are these what was in the briefcase? They look like Axion bolts. I didn't know this tech existed prior to the Golden Age.
Good. What was intended to be forgotten was.
Lodi, can you tell me more about where you both worked?
I can. We were well acquainted. Warming up to pals. The organization we worked for, the Department of External Observations, I was a linguist specializing in alien translation. Your predecessor was a mathematician. The department's goal was to make friends with whoever was out there. Take humanity to the stars. Her math was going to get us there.
Looks like a lot of objects fell through with me. Found a nameplate from my desk. Agent Louis Yarrow.
Lodi was a chosen name.
I was born in Lodi, Wisconsin. Got the nickname during my bachelor's and never had the heart to tell people to stop.
Wisconsin. Was it beautiful there?
It was beautiful because it was Wisconsin.
Lodi, you mentioned my predecessor was a mathematician. She and I shared interests. What did she work on?
Officially aeronautics, unofficially what we called Project Graviton. Our scientists discovered technology that allowed us to punch small holes through space-time.
She sounds like someone I'd like to know. Or maybe already do.
The only thing keeping us from turning to spaghetti was her math. She was incredible.
One more bolt. Let's nip it in the bud before it turns into a wormhole.
Louis, we've been friends in 2 lifetimes.
And both times, I had to bend over backwards for you to take me seriously.
Oh, please. I'm not that judgmental.
You thought I was made by robots.
traveler on Mars. It must have slipped through time too.
Lodi, this was the ship that enabled first contact.
Wait. This ship made first contact? When?
Ares 1 greeting the Traveler was the beginning of the Golden Age. It must have been after your time.
The naming pattern follows how the department named all our test vessels. Are you telling me we actually did it? We made first contact? Holy cats, we did it! Yes! We made first contact!
Hold that victory lap. I'm picking up a Vex signal headed toward us. Guardian, protect that history.
You won't tell me anything about her unless I ask first.
Naturally. I'm good at my work.
I know I told you I didn't need to know about her. But she deserves to be known. What was she like?
She was amazing. Loyal to a fault once she decided she liked you. Warmed up to me when I got logistics to import the nice chalk from Japan. Smart as all hell, too. Everyone turned to her for help. Before I was abducted, she was doing proofs for a gun that could fire tears in space-time.
Lodi. I know that gun.
Yeah. What's good about Connecticut is that it's peaceful. pizza in almost every corner out here, and a Dunkin'. There's as many pizza places as Dunkin'. Nah, hell no, yeah. And they not, yep. Yeah, and they're expensive for nothing. Not one good to make it. Really, the tax on that. Yeah, Pepper's the best, yeah. I'll read it.
Vex like these around Kepler. Ones that have separated. Usually they're dead. That Vex, the Vex that will be, is important. Let me explain. The Nine understand the Vex as constants. Brass rods on which the fabric of time is stretched and hung.
Vex seem pretty active as far as I've seen them. They keep busy building their spires and shooting people who wander by.
You're talking about motion. I'm talking about knowing where to look for Vex under the rug. No surprises.
So, when you say constant, you mean reliable. The Vex are always this way no matter what. Deleting source of function trace. It wants us to stop whatever's tracing it. Makes sense.
Yes, but the cheese you have found is a new culture. Do you think it could rejoin the collective?
Ya se cuajó esta panela. It must find its own way.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was starting to doze off. I like zone the fuck out.
Like we thought, these Vex must have locked onto your location to ambush you. Message. Oh, Sharp Cheddar is in my feed. It says, codependent variable, faction risks subsiding, plant decoy on destroyed codependent. I get it. Drop the radiolaria sample you took earlier here. Fake Cheddar's death. Could work. Pardon me. Sharp Cheddar.
It's yours to look after now. Will you refrigerate it?
I was sort of thinking the Ionians might look after it. They like learning, and Sharp Cheddar is new.
They'll teach it. New Year sunrises. All the beginnings anyone could have. Maybe a thesis.
I talked to Dean Rebecca about Sharp Cheddar. It'd be remiss of me not to point out the potential risk. But the Ionians are interested regardless. Dean Rebecca says she has safety protocols in place.
Cheese needs to age before it's anything. It's good. Thank you.
This doesn't seem like just a tactical advantage you want to preserve. Orin, this is important to you, isn't it?
A lake's flat surface reflects an image. I see myself. We both emerged. Do you see?
I think I do.
Guardian, I felt that. You've found a piece of me. Shed. A layer of past choice was malted here.
Orin, what? Was that you? What happened?
I clawed my way free of my own flesh. Peeled back the time scale. It's not the only one. And it smells like memory. There is nothing more familiar than scent.
Orin, would finding more pieces help you?
There's a lash in my eye. Yes, I think it will help me. sterile. Embalming fluid and rubber. Chalk taste. Ooh. My intent to stay shed in dead anger. The Ionians test its petaled peels for a connection to their holy anomaly. They claim I was born here, from a corpse flower molt.
Is that all it takes to stop being an emissary? Damn, I have to murder a sucker to quit my job. It's good to have you out.
That wit of yours doesn't have as much anger behind it, but I don't need your pity by any name. I need focus.
Exiles ahead.
They're picking over her corpse.
I need what they seek. Polluted ribbons and sinew lines to read. I don't mean to be cryptic. This one is mixed with dark matter. I left through a door that was always open, but I didn't leave to be Orin again. I thought I left to bring a message, but there's another reason.
My glimmer says the Nine let you leave knowing it'd fry your brain. What makes you think they want you delivering a message?
Your glimmer is worthless. That much I remember. And I know because I am here, so I am needed here. This was the first. Raw still. I remember those nerves and burning lightning. I did not wish to leave, but it had to be done.
What do you mean you didn't want to leave?
It started as sunrise.
You must have been determined to leave the Nine to endure this. What did they do to you?
Whatever was needed. But this one specific straw, so dry and patty, a murky knife in spine. But the wound still tingles, enough to break my service with splitting suddenness. It was personal, not a regret. A slight... I can taste it on the tip of my tongue.
One last fragment into the hole. Oh. I can form the silhouettes of memories in my thoughts. Like neon outlines of overlapping events and momentary flashes. Like a downpour of beating rain. It's all out of order. These moments buck against the guide rail of chronology. But if I focus, there is one image. There. The image is clear. Of Gaul, my ghost. Zest and sunny sweetness. I don't know where this was. I just see them facing me. Maybe that's where I start. At the horizon. I'm sorry, Guardian. Give me time to bring this mess into order. As things clarify, I'll share them with you. And thank you.
What in the hell does your ghost have to do with this?
I don't know. But I do remember he didn't like you.
Yeah, the feeling's mutual. I'm an acquired taste.
Vex incoming.
Gaul. This isn't him, but an idea imprinted on the silica.
You ditched the Nine over a ghost? These little con artists are almost as bad as your last boss.
Hey, watch it.
He tried to warn me about the Nine and you, Wu Ming. Gaul was kind and good, fresh bred. I told him to go to the city, But he died. He was killed when the light was severed. It was petty. They grabbed the network with careless hands and ripped it from the sky just to free me of my bonds.
Orin, a war resulted from the event you're describing.
They knew I'd send Gaul home, and so they saw our lights snuffed. Such effort. All for one little ghost. The rest to them is causation. Dismissible aftermath.
Yeah, the Nine need water. They divert a river and kill everything downstream. You know it. I know it. I'm sorry they did it to you, too.
Not all of them.
Alright guys, I'm getting off. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Alright, peace. Alright guys, let's go back to orbit. And oh shoot, what's message? Let's do this for the night. So, of course, before we get offline, look at what's the reverse store. So, before we close it out, the reverse store this week for Bright Dust. First, we have the Glimmer Shard. Never boy. Astigmatism, shader, and stuff. Star Force. Star Shape. Tongue twister. Yeah, for Bright Dust. Bright Dust speed. We have Port time. Crack ice cream home. Drop the shell. And ship. One-eyed sparrow. Shadow for the Kavastov. Gnomes, Ghost Pig. And for shaders is Metropolitan 6. Chocolate Spiner. Well, gunmetal. Oh yeah, this is oil treatment. As of the green light, it's ending our night. Reset. That being said, peace out. And maybe on Sunday, for Sunday cooldown, we'll come in and we'll play some heavy metal supremacy. Good night and peace out once again.